Hello, in this lesson I'll tell you about the goto operator. It was inherited to C++ language from C language, and C language in turn from previous languages, where it was used often. But when loops and continue and break operators appeared, this operator slowly began to disappear into oblivion. In modern C++ programming, you'll probably never use it and probably will never even find it in someone else's code, because there are better tools. But it still exists in C++ language, which means we'll analyze it in this lesson. And we'll start with a brief explanation of how it works. It's simple. It tells the program execution flow to go to a specific label, specified somewhere by the programmer. Accordingly, the use of this operator consists of two parts: creating a label and calling this operator by this label. Let's start with the label. While in a function, you can write a simple label anywhere in the function. We don't know yet how to write several functions, and we don't even know what a function is, but that's not scary. The label is written very simply. You write any set of characters and put a colon. That's it, the label is created. By itself, it won't do anything. If you run the program, it'll be executed as if the label didn't exist. But it's needed for the operator. Therefore, in order for the program to go to this label, you need to write goto and the name of this label somewhere in the code. If I run the program now, the following will happen. First, all the commands up to the goto operator are executed, and then when the program executes it, its execution flow returns back to our label. Thus, we've looped our program. The label doesn't necessarily have to be placed before the operator, it can be placed after it, and at the same time, you can write any number of labels and call any number of goto operators. Let's look at several examples of its use. In the first example, we have two loops. Imagine that under a certain condition we need to exit both loops at once. How can we do this with our knowledge? We can easily exit the inner loop by writing break operator. But how can we exit the outer loop? We can create a variable that will answer the question of whether we need to exit the outer loop. And when our condition is triggered, we will change its value, exit the inner loop, and immediately check it in the outer loop, after which we'll exit it as well. But you can simply use the goto operator. Thanks to it, you'll write less code and it'll be clearer. And the code won't change much, even if you have 3 or more nested loops. In the second example, I wrote a simple menu. In it, we first display the menu items, then the user enters information, after which we analyze it. If this isn't the value 2, then we return to the beginning of the program using our label. Let's run the program and see how it works. This is how simple this operator works. But do we need it in programming? A long time ago, ancient programming languages didn't have such tools as loops and break and continue operators. They used unconditional jump operators, such as goto. And when C language was invented, it had this operator in it simply because it was still more or less popular. But people then started writing code with loops. When C++ language was created, this operator was added to it only because of compatibility with C language. But C++ language has tools that make the code without this operator more understandable. For example, you have loops. The only place where you can somehow bring in the benefit of the goto operator is a one-time exit from several nested loops. Personally, I almost never used it in code and haven't encountered it in real projects. Also, everyone doesn't recommend using it in code because it complicates the programmer's work with the code. Nevertheless, this is a part of C++ language that you now know about. And that's the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you can support me by liking this video, writing a comment under it, subscribing on the channel, becoming a sponsor of my channel to grant access to practice lessons, or donating me through the link in the video description. All these things popularize my channel and motivate me to record more lessons for you. Goodbye.